Hey everyone, Urban Nerd here. Just wanted to make this video on some pretty cool 3D printed things that I've done, and judging by the comments on the last couple of videos, everyone else wants this video as well. Well, I'm gonna make this video anyway. So the most important thing that has happened as of yesterday, it was a Saturday, the Baja Blast came back to the Walmart. Of course, this is top news. Baja Blast back in the bottles. You know you gotta get some yourself. But back to the video, something that you guys have seen before is this Fractal 3D pyramid. Now all the creators and links to Thingiverse will be in the description below. And you guys have seen this before, but I just still really enjoy this. I think it's such a cool print. And it is on my shelf of 3D printing wonders right now. So that's pretty cool. But why waste your time on something that you've already seen before? So, keeping up with the continuity, of course, and the little, I guess the most boring is this little John Wick figurine that I printed. Don't know how well it shows with the black shirt, but the detail on it is pretty good. It does stand, although it's very easily knocked over. But any Fortnite fans out there, I think that you can appreciate the John Wick model. And just starting off this video a little slow with the things that don't necessarily move. I just think that they're a little fascinating. We'll keep up with the theme and check out this spiral vase as well. Now this is the first thing that I 3D printed that actually turned out really well. The layers are pretty even. There's some minor flaws with it, but you have to be extremely close to see it. And I just think that the way that the light hits it with these spirals makes the design even cooler. Now I think that the color that I printed these out with just make this whole vase pop a little bit more. Now if you use a more like exotic or vibrant filament color, then it will just kind of make it look a lot better with the way that the light hits it compared to more of a standard red or white. I've also printed this out in a wood filament, but I do not have it with me. But I just think that the more exotic filaments, especially with something like this to put on display, just makes it look a lot better. So that's enough with sort of the boring stuff. On to some of the cooler things. Thanks, cameraman. Of course, I am the cameraman. Pretty low production cost on this channel, but whatever, we'll get through it. I printed out this gun that it's not a real gun. It's essentially a prop rubber band gun, and it does cock back, which I think is a really nice touch to it with this silencer, of course. And I kind of regret printing this out in black, because obviously I cannot take this anywhere. It does not leave my house. But we have some rubber bands here to demonstrate this. Now there is a firing mechanism inside that locks this wheel in the back. I might make a video on exactly how this is built. But you just attach the rubber band through the front, cock it back on this wheel, and then you can fire it. Alright, well, nothing's perfect. There we go. Now this is designed with the wheel to fire off multiple rubber bands at once, and it doesn't work out that well, but I will show you what happens. So rubber bands are on the wheel, I got two, and as you pull the trigger, it, well, either won't fire, or it'll fire both at the same time. That actually seemed to work out the best I've ever seen this gun work. But maybe I'll make a little tutorial on how to build the mechanism inside and then assemble the entire thing. This is nice. Maybe don't print it out in black, so maybe you could take it somewhere, or maybe like an orange color. I don't know, make it look less suspicious. But this is pretty cool. So then the next thing is this Pokeball. And it turned out really well with the Amazon filament, and I'll make a video kind of demonstrating on what I printed out with the Amazon filament and seeing like how it performed. And it's okay, spoiler alert, but I just think that this one, the really large ball, is interesting because I had to put the parts into Fusion 360 and then cut out the black parts, and this actually does open. The larger one opens with this joint much better than the smaller one. The smaller one seemed to kind of fuse the joint together, but it does look pretty nice from a distance, and it opens. Now I don't really know like what you can fit in here. I should have taken these kind of like ribs out so you can fit I don't even know, maybe a small little plush Pokemon to make it fit. But it also has this keychain, so you can put it right on your keys. And as you can see, it makes a perfect keychain, fits in your pocket perfectly, no compromises, and you will never lose your keys ever again. So on to something a little bit more mechanical. We have a differential, which is just a little interesting on seeing how exactly a differential works. I really don't know like what more to say about it. I just think it was really cool to see how the gears work inside with the pinion gear, and I don't know, that's some car talk. I don't know how many people are into cars out there watching this, all 8 of you, but I just think it was a really cool thing to print out and actually assemble, just to see, you know, if one wheel is stuck, how the other wheel still moves, and vice versa. So I don't know, if you're a car guy and you're into this kind of thing, then link is in the description for you to check out yourself. But I just think it's pretty cool. Now, kind of sticking on the car theme, but it is much cooler than just this differential, is this bad boy right here. Now, this is the EJ20 engine, commonly found in Subarus, but it took a while to print, about a week to print, and about 10 hours to put this entire thing together. Some of it is just held on by magnets, and the top, it just kind of sits on there, so you can actually see inside and actually see the things move around. Now, this is kind of my pride and joy of 3D printing, and I just love this thing. Now, the shafts on the side don't line up for the intake and exhaust perfectly, and I'll kind of take some tinkering around with to actually get that perfect, but I think I'm just going to leave it how it is. Adds character to it, and this is just one of the coolest things. Now, there is a kit for it, and this is a cutaway model, since you can take the top off of it. This link will be down in the description, but if you're interested in building this, I would suggest getting the kit, only because finding the bolts, unless you have a bunch of bolts laying around, and the belt and the bearings, it wasn't cost effective to actually buy them separately, especially going out to like a Lowe's or a Home Depot, because buying them separately was a lot more for just the bolts than if I bought the kit, which came with the belt, which is sized perfectly, which has also different springs in it, and it was just a little bit more cost effective in general. So we'll get a nice look at this, because I am so happy how this turned out. Now, if you watch the Amazon video, all 8 of you as well, I talked about a gray filament, and this is the gray filament that I was talking about, and I'll do more of a review, maybe a build on this one as well, because it was not easy and there was no tutorials. I was following the maker's PDF file, which, I mean, kudos to him, but it wasn't exactly straightforward. You kind of have to look at the pictures and you know, model it in your head of how this is exactly going to go together. Now, some of it is held together by super glue, of course, because what isn't held together by super glue that's this good? And this is just the best thing that I've built. And I don't know if I'm going to attach anything up. Please don't crucify me, the flywheel. I kind of want to build like an actual working kind of car. I mean, obviously 3D printed, it's not going to work as a car, but print out the transmission, because there is a transmission out there, 5-speed, and I think that would just be really cool to see how, you know, everything just kind of works together. And there is somebody out there that has built, I believe it was an inline 4, and then attached it to the transmission, but I'm kind of a Subaru guy, and I think that seeing the EJ20 hooked up to the transmission would just be really cool. Well, this has been my video on all the pretty cool the things that I've printed, and the ones that, some of them that require assembly. Thanks for taking the time to watch the video today. Don't forget to actually comment down below. I'd like to see maybe one comment on this, maybe one like, kind of stretching it there. And I'll see you in the next one.